let's get started. So we're going to come up to standing. And I'd like to take your feet hip width apart. So we'll start with a few squats. So we're going to keep the chest lifted, nice strong core brace. We'll sink the hips back and down. Just as far as we feel we can. And then think about squeezing legs as we come back to standing. So trying to keep the chest lifted, shoulders pulled back, thinking about that drive through the legs every time we come up to standing. We've got 2 to go. The last one. And then we're going to come into some roll down. So we'll keep those feet comfortable distance apart, a little bit of a bend in the knees, we've got the chin to the chest. We want to relax the arms and shoulders, and we're going to slowly roll as far towards the floor as we feel we can before rolling back up to standing. And just repeat that a few times. We've got one more roll down to go. And then from here we're going to come into a little bit of a squats. When you take the hands to the floor, we're going to walk the hands out slowly into a plank position. And then we'll slowly walk the hands back towards our squats. And we're just going to repeat that a few times. So we don't come out of the squat for the moment, we're going to stay down, we're going to walk those hands out into our plank position, keep that strong brace. And then back to as deep squat as we can, keep those hands near the floor so we can walk out again. And then the next one we're going to hold out in that plank position. We'll take those hands a little bit wider. Then we can lower to the knees. Allow the elbows to track slightly back as we lower down. And then back up again. So we're just going to do some press ups on the knees. Think about driving those hands into the floor as we push back up. Two to go. And we can lift the knees back to our plank, walk the hands back towards our squats, and then we'll gently come up to standing. And we've just got a few squats to finish the warm up off with. So you're going to push those hips back and down, chest is lifted, that nice strong core brace, shoulders pull back. And we should be feeling a little bit warmer, a little bit more mobile. Last 2. Awesome. And then we can rest there for a moment. So we're going to need to grab hold of our band. And in a moment, don't start yet, just in a moment, I'll show you what we're going to do first. So we're going to step on the band, feet comfortable distance apart. We're going to bring the handles together and we want to bring them high. So we're going to hold them by the chest. And then we're going to come into our Kang squat. So we've done these before, but not for a while. We're going to draw the shoulder blades back, keep that strong core brace. We're going to tip forwards from the hips, so the chest comes to about parallel to the floor. Then we're going to lower the hips down into a squat. We'll lift the hips again so we come into that hinge position and we'll hinge back up. This is really going to work all the legs, glutes, hamstrings, quads. We've got 8 reps for the first set. So I said we want those feet comfortable distance apart. We want to hold the band up high. If it feels too much with the band, we can always do it just body weighted. But then shoulder pull back, strong core brace. A little bit of bend in the knees. We tip forward from the hips, pushing them slightly back as we do. Chest comes to about parallel to the floor before we bend the legs. Sinking the hips back and down. Then we lift those hips, the chest comes parallel to the floor, and we hinge back up. So we want to keep slow and controlled, focusing on that squeeze through the leg, keeping that nice strong core brace. That's good. We've got 2 to go. Last one. And then we can rest there. That means you can release the band. Give the legs a little shake out. Grab a quick drink if you need to. Okay, we've got another 2 rounds of these. So again, if it's feeling a little bit too much of the band, just do this body weight. It's still going to work. We want to focus on keeping those shoulders pulled back, keeping that nice strong brace. As you tip forward, you hinge those hips slightly, pushing them. Well, we're hinging from the hips, sorry, pushing them slightly back as we do, and then we sink down into our squats. Trying to keep that chest lifted and that strong brace through the core. So we're ready for round 2. We'll bring those handles together if we're using the band. We'll bring them up nice and high. Okay, strong core brace. Shoulders pull back, we hinge forward from those hips. Give that nice flat back as we do. We bend the legs, sinking down into a squat. Then reverse it, lifting the hips. And then coming back up to standing. That's good. Here we go. Last one. And then we can rest. So a little bit of recovery before our 3rd and final set of those. Okay. A little bit longer, but then we've got our 3rd and final round of these. So again, 8 more reps to go. Feet comfortable distance apart, either with or without the band. But if we're using the band, We'll bring it nice and high. Shoulders pull back, draw the abs in. And then we hinge forwards from those hips, keep that nice flat back. Keep the shoulders pulled back and together, then we sink the hips down. Then we lift the hips and hinge up again. Good. Two to go. Last one. And we can rest there. So if you need to, give the legs a little bit of a shake out. Give the arms and shoulders a shake out. But we are still going to need our band. So you can stay on it, enjoy the recovery though, but in a moment, we're going to cross the handles over. So we've got a handle in each hand, we're going to pull them up to the hips, a little bit of a bend in the legs. Again, don't start yet, I'm just demonstrating. Then we're going to add in our little walk to one side, then we're going to kick the outside foot back, we'll step back in, we walk back the other way, and again we use that outside foot to step back. When we're shuffling across, we always lead with the outside foot first, and we want to make sure we step on everyone. We're not dragging the second foot across, and the feet come no closer together than hip width apart. That way we're going to keep the tension in the bands and the muscles, so make them work a little bit harder. If we drag the foot, we're allowing the band to bring the foot across, whereas we want to make sure we step it across, so we're still resisting the band the whole time. First set, we're going to go 8 in each direction. Okay, so we'll step on that band, cross the handles over, bring them up to the hips, or bend the legs, and we start with that outside foot first, and we bring the other one in under the hip, second step across, and we take that outside foot back, step forwards, and we go back the other way. It's good. Awesome, mate, guys. One more each way. And then we can gently release and give the legs a little shake out if they feel they need it. That was awesome, my guys. We've got a second round of those to come in a moment. We're only doing 2 rounds. I was thinking those legs a good old shake if they need it. Okay. Ready for the second and final set of these? Yeah. So again, hand on each hand, bring them up to the hips. A little bit of a bend in the legs, we're in a partial squat. Then we're going to step, 2 steps out, kick back, 2 steps back, and kick back with that outside foot. Good. Last one each way. And again, we can step off the band. Obviously, give those legs a good old shake out if they need it. And if your glutes are anything like mine, oh, they feel like they've worked there. Okay. We're probably happy to know we're done with the lower body for the moment. It's just got to keep you standing, that's all. So no more actual work to do. So enjoy the recovery. Now in a moment, I'm going to ask you to step on the band with a foot, just with one. And we're going to step through. We're going to keep that foot behind us. And we want to handle in each hand. We're going to stand nice and tall. We're going to take the hands out wide. Again, we're not starting yet. And then we're going to bring the handles up and together and then back down. So we start with the hands wide, and then we're going to try and bring them up and towards the centre. So as we do, we're going to lift and squeeze into the chest and then bring the arms back out wide. In that wide position, we're keeping a slight bend in the elbow, and we're not trying to go too far back, maybe just in line with the shoulder. And then if we can on the second set, because we're only going to do 2 rounds of these, we'll swap the foot that we've got the band under. I know it's going to feel more comfortable under one than the other. We've probably gone with the way it feels comfortable first. So we'll swap it around on the second one if we feel we can. Okay, so we've got our hand on each hand. We take them away from the side of the body. Then we're going to lift up and try and bring them close together and then back down. We've got 10 reps. So keep that slight bend in the elbow. Here we go. And then we can rest. So I said we've got a second set of those. And if we feel we can, we're going to swap the band over to the other foot. Still got a little bit longer recovery. Okay, so we'll get set up. So I said if we can, we're going to swap the band onto the other foot. We'll come back into that split stance, taking one foot back, or the one with the band. We're going to take back hand on each hand. Bring them a little bit away from the side of the body, keep that slight bend in the elbow. We're going to bring the arms up and together, squeezing into the chest as we do. Last one. And then we can rest. Give the arms a little shake if you need to. But we just worked the pecs and shoulders a little bit there. We've got a little bit more work for the shoulders coming up. A little bit of a superset, or well, combo set I should say, rather than a superset. Because we're going to alternate the reps, or the movements between the reps. So we've got a combination where we're going to go into a lateral raise, we'll come back down, and then we're going to go into a front raise. So we're going to alternate between those two movements. On the lateral raise, slight bend in the elbow as we lift the arm up, just to shoulder height, or as close as we can. The palm, or the hand even, is that little bit in front of the shoulder, keeping that tension in the deltoid, rather than having the arm fully extended and putting a load of pressure in the elbow and tricep. You keep that slight bend in it. In the front raise, same thing, hand just comes up to shoulder height, but not leaning back. As we go, one lateral raise, one front raise, lateral raise, front raise. First set, we're going to aim for 6 of each. So we'll step on our band again, this time with both feet. We'll stand up nice and tall. Strong core brace, so we draw the abs in, we want to squeeze the glutes. Handle in each hand, slight bend in the elbow. We're going to lift the arms up and out to shoulder height, or as close as we can, we'll come down. Then we'll do the same out in front of us. And then back out to the side. Last one. And we'll rest there. See a bit of recovery time. Before we do our second set. In the second set though, we're going to add a few extra reps in. We're going to do 8 of each. A little longer recovery though, a little bit. So here we'll step back on the band, handle in each hand. So draw those abs in, we squeeze the glutes, stand up nice and tall. You know, slight bend in the elbow, we're going to lift the arms up, out to the side, slowly bring them back down, and then out in front of us. Good. Last one of each. And then again we can have a little bit of a rest. Give the arms and shoulders a little shake if they need to. Next up though, we're going to step back on the mat, but we need to have it cross or on cross. We're going to come over into a hinge position, and we've got a rear delt raise. So palms facing towards us, keeping that strong brace. We're going to lift the elbows up and out, bending the arms as we do, drawing the shoulder blades together. So you might feel you want to cross the band over so you get a little bit more tension into it. But we're really trying to think about drawing the shoulder blades together as we bring the elbows up and back. And if it still doesn't feel like there's enough tension, we can always grab a little bit further down on the band, like putting the hands through the handles and grabbing the band a little bit further down. Depends how it feels to you. Or that might be your preferred option rather than crossing them over as well. Works absolutely fine, wherever the tension feels right for you. But here we want that little bit of a bend in the knees. Then we're going to tip forward from the hips. Keep that nice flat back so we keep the chest lifted. Hand rule in each hand. Drawing the elbows back and up, squeezing the shoulder blades in as we do. And then bring them back down. So the elbows are coming out to the side as we lift. Two to go. And we'll rest up. We've got 2 more rounds of those. You guys did awesome work so far. Absolutely brilliant. Just a body walk past the door, just trying to encourage her in. She's having none of it. Okay, step 2. So again, hand on each hand, either cross or uncrossed, or grab a little bit further on the band, whatever feels good. Slight bend in those knees. Then we'll hinge forwards from the hips. Then we'll drive the elbows out to the side and up, squeezing the shoulder blades in as we do. And we'll keep that nice strong core brace, so we keep that nice flat back. One to go. And then we can rest. So we got one more set of those. After a little bit of recovery. Okay, final set of these. So again, hand in each hand, whether cross uncrossed or a little bit further down on the band, whatever feels comfortable. Slight bend in those knees. We'll tip forwards from the hips, keeping the chest lifted, keeping that nice strong core brace. We'll turn those elbows wide, drawing the shoulder blades together as you lift them up. That's good. Keeping that nice strong core brace, keeping the chest lifted. 2 to go. And we can rest. So again, we can keep the shoulders a little shake out. And we're almost done with all the hard work for today. We've got one more bit of work with the band to do. We're going to do some bicep curls. Now with these ones, we're going to curl both hands up. We're going to keep one elevated as we lower one down, and we'll curl that one back up and we'll swap sides. So if I just do a demonstration with the band, so I've got a hand on each hand, I'm going to curl the hands up. I'm going to keep one elevated as I bring one hand down and then up, and I'll do the same on the other side. Now as we do this, try to keep the elbows close to the side of the body. We're just focusing on that squeeze in the bicep as we lift the hand. We're trying not to allow the elbow to lift forwards as we lift. If we do that, we start using the shoulder rather than focusing on the bicep. And we've already worked the shoulders, so we want to work those biceps. We've got 2 sets of these. We're going to do 10 curls on each arm. So we'll stand nice and tall, hand in each hand, standing on the band. Palms face forwards. Into those guys, we're going to curl those hands up. So we'll keep one elevated, we bring one down, curl it back up, and then same on the other side. Good. Last one on each side. And we can gently lower both. Give the arms a quick shake if we need to. A little bit of recovery time before we go again. One more set of those, just one more. The nice thing about these ones is it really keeps some tension to those biceps the whole time. When you're keeping your hand curled up like that, you're really focusing on that squeeze to the bicep, giving some extra tension and working them a little bit harder. We're ready to go. Last set. So again, back on our band, hand in each hand, standing tall, palms facing forwards, and we're going to curl both hands up, and then we'll lower one down, curl it back up, and same on the other side. One more rep on each side. And then we can release. And we can gently put the band down. Okay. So that's all the hard work done for today. We've just got a little bit of a stretch. And we'll start by releasing those biceps since they've just worked really, really hard. We'll take the arms out shoulder height, thumbs start towards the ceiling. Now I like to rotate the arms so the thumbs point down towards the floor. Just get that nice bit of a release through the biceps. And we can gently release. We're going to give the shoulders a bit of a release too. Here I like to bring the hands behind you. We're going to interlace the fingers. We're going to pull the hands down to straighten those arms out. And if that's enough, hold it there. If you want a little bit more though, we're just going to try and pull the hands away from the back of the body. To get a little bit of a deeper stretch through the chest and shoulders. And we gently ease those arms back in towards us, and we can release. From here, we're going to shift our weight into one leg, so we've got a slight bend in the knee. We're going to bring the other ankle up behind us so we can take hold of it. Here we want the knees together, hips tucked down, and we're going to stand nice and tall. Now we'll gently release. We do the same thing on the other side. So the leg we just released, we're going to take a slight bend in the knee, bring the other ankle up behind us. Knees together, hips like standing tall. Need to hold the wall, hold your arm out, whatever needs to help you balance. And then we can gently release. We've got one last stretch. We're going to take a nice deep breath in. As you do, we're going to sink into a little bit of a squat. As we come out of the squat, like circle the arms overhead. As you breathe out at the top, we're just going to relax the shoulders and circle the arms back and down. We'll do that one more time. Nice deep breath. As you breathe out, just relax your shoulders and circle your arms back and down. Awesome work, everyone.